7 mistakes you don't want to make when using that VA loan. That's what we're going to cover in this video, so make sure you stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. What's going on, guys? So in this video, we're going to cover 7 mistakes that you definitely don't want to make when it comes to purchasing a home and leveraging that VA loan. So we're going to cover all those, but before we do, let me quickly introduce myself if this is your first time here. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed realtor out here in Oahu, Hawaii, and have been for the last 10 years, helping buyers and sellers and service men and women like yourself leveraging that VA loan to purchase and sell real estate. So if you're looking for any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, let's jump into the 7 mistakes you don't want to make when using that VA loan. Number 1, not working with a lender or realtor who's actually done a purchase with the VA loan. It's really important that if you're working with somebody who's a realtor or a lender, that they've actually done a purchase in the past with the VA loan, because it's a little different than a conventional or an FHA loan. So there's little inner workings of things you need to know. And it's really important that you work with someone who actually knows the ins and outs of that VA loan and to provide you the information you need to know when it comes to that transaction. So that's really important. Mistake number 2, not shopping for your loan. Now, it's a common misconception that all loans and all lenders are exactly the same. They're going to give you the same interest rate, same cost, but that's not the case whatsoever. Each lender is not built equal. Some of them have different programs, different pricing, different interest rates. So it's really important that you shop for your loan. And the best way to do this is you're going to want to line up 2 to 3 different lenders, lender, broker, or bank, whatever you prefer, and ask your realtor if they have any good ones. It's always good to just kind of lean on their shoulder to who they suggest. What you're going to want to do is line them all up, and then you're going to call them on the same day. This is very important because interest rates can change once to twice a day, and you want to be able to measure everybody on the same benchmark. And you're going to call them and you're going to ask this specific question. Hi, Mr. Lender. I'm looking to get a 30-year fixed VA loan. If I was to get a loan today with an average credit score, buying no points, what would my interest rate be? When you give them that information, usually they can give you a general idea of what the interest rates are looking like today if you went with them, and then you can call the next lender or the next lender, and then you actually have an even field to actually measure what their interest rates are for that specific day, because once again, they can change once to twice a day. So if you call one lender on Monday, another lender on Friday, interest rates could have changed, so you're not really measuring them on the same playing field. So it's really important to shop for loans just like that. Mistake number 3, shopping for the home instead of the neighborhood. Now, as we know in real estate, it's all about location, 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 and it's very true. You want to make sure that you understand that you can change anything about a house, but you can't change the neighborhood that you bought that house in. You can't tell the crackhead who lives down the street to move, or your neighbors who have a bunch of cars out front on cinder blocks. That's not the neighborhood you want to be in. But if you're just shopping online or on Zillow and you're on the mainland and you're PCSing maybe in a couple months and you're purchasing sight unseen, you're only seeing this beautiful house, but you're not seeing what's around it or what the neighborhood actually offers. So it's really important that you lean on your realtor or any referrals that you have. People are giving you some information to push you into the right direction when it comes to the neighborhood. Focus on the neighborhoods first and then see what homes are available. And again, just understand that if the home isn't perfect, you can always change things about it, but it's important that you're in a good location or in a good neighborhood. So shop for the neighborhood first, then the home. Mistake number 4 is seeing purchasing real estate as an expense instead of an investment. It's really important to understand that when you buy a home, you're actually doing the exact opposite of renting. When you rent a home, you're literally paying a landlord every single month, and that cash is basically getting burnt. Now, when you purchase a home, it's basically like forced investment, almost as if you were forced to invest into the stock market and a steady index fund that's consistently going up. And that's exactly what a real estate purchase pretty much is, especially out here in Hawaii, where we see on average anywhere between 4 to 6% appreciation annually every single year. That's pretty much a match what an index fund will do for you. But the beauty of it is that you actually get to invest maybe it's $500 or $1 million and only have to put 0 down. So you're able to leverage $500, $1 million, whatever you qualify for, and get 4 to 6% appreciation every single month. You might be able even to house hack your house if you have a condo, let's say a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you live in one unit, you have one of your buddies rent out the other one who's helping you with that mortgage payment. And on top, you're getting tax-free money from the government in the form of a BAH, which can help you pay for that mortgage as well, so that you, at the end of the day, if you PCS and you want to sell the place, you can cash out with 4 to 6% appreciation every single year. So once again, it's important to see it as an investment, not an expense. Mistake number 5, do not make large purchases before you close on the house. Now, I've never had any of my clients do this before because I always coach them prior to us actually getting into a transaction, but I've heard horror stories where you have a buyer, they get a property under contract, they're gonna close in maybe 2 weeks, they get super excited to move in and they buy a bunch of furniture. Or maybe they buy that new car that they wanted to go in that beautiful new driveway. Well, this is really important to understand that you do not do that, because when you get pre-qualified or pre-approved, they basically look at what your debt and income is, and they call it the debt to income ratio. And if you go out buy a new Corvette, or you go buy a bunch of furniture and spend thousands and thousands of dollars, you just took money out of your bank account that the bank first saw when you first got pre-qualified, and you just increased your debt. So your debt to income ratio has just changed, and you could potentially blow up the deal, because when they get to the closing table, they have what we call an underwriter, or the undertaker, who looks at your finances to verify they still are in the standing that they were when they first talked to you. And if that changed, that could change the deal and possibly kill it altogether, leaving you with a brand new Corvette or a bunch of furniture and no house to move into. So really important to make sure you do not make any large purchases before you close on the property. After you close on it, do whatever you want, but not before. Mistake number 6 is thinking that you can buy any condo you want. Now, in Hawaii, most condos are VA approved, and if they are not VA approved, I at least have some techniques and some lenders that have some techniques on how they can get it VA approved, but there are some condos that are not VA approved. So it's important that if you're looking at condos specifically, that you talk to your realtor and ask, hey, is this a VA approved condo? Because I want to be using a VA loan. So just something to keep in mind, that not all condos are VA approved, although you most likely can get them VA approved, but just something to keep in mind. Mistake number 7 is not reviewing potential rents for that unit. And what I mean by this is, if you're going to be purchasing a property, and let's say your plan of action is to rent it out once you PCS or you ship off to your next location, it's important to understand what is the potential rent that I could get for that unit, so that if I do want to rent it out, I know how much I could bring in to cover that mortgage payment. Now, out here in Hawaii, the general rule of thumb is that you want to basically cover the expenses, or maybe a couple $100 below is okay, to what I like to call feed the kitty, to basically say, hey, I'm a forced investment, I'm holding on to this asset because I'm getting 4 to 6% appreciation every single year, and I'm okay to pay a couple $100 to hold on to that asset. But it's important that you look at the rents prior to actually making the purchase, so that you know the situation you're getting into, so that when you do want to rent the place out and you ship out, that you know that you can cover a large portion or all of the expenses for that unit. Okay guys, well that pretty much wraps up these 7 mistakes when it comes to using your VA loan, and things you want to understand before you make that purchase with that VA loan. If you guys got any value out of this video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, smash that like button, as well as click the subscribe and notification bell so you can get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And if I missed anything, or you have any mistakes that you thought of, put them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And again, if you do need some boots on the ground or someone to assist you, I am a licensed realtor. I'd be happy to assist you. I've got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. With that being said, I'm Patrick with PatrickLongleyRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.